BradyJames.x on Instagram, on your Twitters, on your TikToks if you're into that.
Oh, yo, why is your TikTok Brady James music sucks?
Oh yeah, that's what it is. That's my TikTok.
Why'd you name it that? Welcome to LI on the Rise. This is all about people who are chasing their dreams. And today I'm with a pop artist, hip hop artist, producer. This guy does it all. Please introduce yourself.
What's up? Brady James here. Just happy to be here, man. I said it off air, but I want to put it on record. This podcast is amazing, what it's doing for the island. I think it's great what you're doing, how you're helping out artists. Like, I think more people need to be doing it. And like, yeah, bro, I love what you're doing. Like, I have such a, this island holds such a special place in my heart. Like I was telling you, and to see somebody going hard and putting the spotlight on people who deserve to have the spotlight on them that might not get that shine or that look is like, it's so sweet, man. I'm happy to be doing this. Long time coming.
It is a long time coming, dude, and I appreciate all those words. It does mean a lot to me. I want to just throw out there everything you explain. That's basically what I'm trying to do. So thanks for
Yeah.
thanks for throwing that out. But
Of course.
I'm very excited that you hopped on the show. And I want to tell you why. When people talk about the top artists out on Long Island, the usual list is, Yuri Jones and Passport General, King Myers, Johnny Drama.
Yep.
But I feel like very soon you're going to be on that list, dude.
That would be an honor to be. I mean, I claim the island above all else. Like I want to put it on my back as much as I can. So that's high words coming from somebody like yourself.
Of course, dude. So you would agree with that?
Uh yeah, I feel like for me it's not only the island, like I want to be up there, but to be thrown with those guys is like a huge honor. Like Johnny Drama is one of my good friends. Like that guy's taught me so much about like how this business works and is like really like put me under his wing in a lot of different ways. Like just yeah, so that's a high honor. I feel like should we be shirtless for this whole interview?
You want to go that route?
Maybe halfway.
All
Maybe
right.
halfway.
All right. I don't know if this is a family show because I do curse a lot. So maybe we could get away with
Oh, my family will watch it for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Shout out to the fam.
Shout out to the fam.
How does it feel when people say to you, "I was gonna commit suicide today," and then I played your song and it changed everything for me?
I can't even like fathom that, to be honest. Like there was one song I released, it was maybe like 2018, and it was a song basically about my struggle with depression. And I'm like happy to be able to say like I haven't really dealt with depression in the last 2 years. Made some changes in my life and like got my mental just right in a lot of different areas. But for from the time I was like 13 until maybe like 22, like depression was like a huge deal in my life, like something I deal with every day. It just felt like there was like this cloud behind me. And like if I wasn't careful and I took a half step back, I would be just submersed in the cloud and I have to bring my head forward. Weird analogy, but I think you get what I'm saying. Um, and so I made a song that was basically talking about all that stuff. And so, especially at the time where that came out, I was getting like those kind of messages because that's what the song was just hitting on. It just naturally called for that. And if you were going through anything similar, you could find some part of that to relate to. So I was getting that. And I was like, it was honestly like, I was just kind of confused. I was like, is this, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't want to say like it's an honor because it sounds weird to say it like that, but like that's probably greater than saving a life versus getting a Grammy is like come on, like say you could save a life with your music. Like that's absolutely insane to me that it has the power to do that. Like even in like my lowest states, like I don't know if there's ever been a song to come on that like changed everything for me. There's songs that have greatly helped me in so many ways, but like to that actual statement of like your song came on and it literally saved my life is like it's mind boggling. I don't know. It's amazing though, like that I made something that was able to do that for somebody. Like I don't even understand how, but it's really wild.
Yeah, dude, it's incredible. And what's really incredible is like you're still at the local artist level where it's like if you have a big artist who's signed to a record label, he's being promoted to millions of people, it's still a little unlikely, but it's more of a possibility someone's gonna be like, yo, like a XXX Tentacion, like, yo,
Right.
I heard
Yeah.
your song, it saved me, which is still incredible, but it's like you're still a local artist and like having that impact on someone who came across you, however they found you, it's like
Yeah.
that's like when I learned about that, that was like chills down my spine. Like just me talking about it now, it's like it's
Yeah.
just incredible to have such a powerful impact with like, you want to make music. Music is fun, but it's like the way people are taking it in, it's
Yeah.
really making a big difference. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And
you should be
I think
proud.
yeah, no, I appreciate that. That like, and I think you just hit on it, like knowing where I'm at, just being self-aware, like I'm not to anywhere near the level of X or some of these guys where it's like they probably got that hundreds of times all the time, which like it is great. But like when somebody says that to me, it's like it's just it's a different thing. Like it's like, oh, you actually meant that because you didn't have to say that like at all. Like I don't know, it just feels like very legit. Like it just feels like I don't know. It's cool to be like for that to happen at the level I'm at is like wow, that's all I could ask for essentially. Like people. I don't know. It's crazy. It's a crazy thing, man.
You just never know the impact you're gonna have on someone, like with the
Yeah,
things you create. So it's
yeah.
it's a wild thing. Let's jump into your Instagram, bro. So you have 11,000 followers. How the fuck did you do that?
Um, gosh, how did that happen? We played a lot of shows from like 2017 to 2019. That probably got me like half of them. I know a lot of people. Occasionally, somebody will follow me from Spotify, and my girlfriend's like kind of semi-famous. So between all those things is probably what adds up to my Instagram following.
That's pretty cool. What's your girl famous for?
She's like TikTok, just makes like funny like videos. She started doing it like for fun a while ago, and just like brands and stuff like hit her up and are like, hey, you get a lot of views. You should here's $300. Wear sunglasses in your
Hmm,
video. It's like sick. It's dope.
that's pretty sweet.
I'm not gonna give you her at though. I don't trust people who watch this.
No, don't, no, no. People are fucking weird.
I
Don't.
was like half joking and then I like thought about it, like, yeah,
No,
actually.
don't. Like, dude, if you notice, like, I don't even introduce myself on the show because, like, I'd rather just people
Yeah.
not know.
Yeah, dude, I did notice that. I was like, oh yeah, you didn't introduce yourself. That's fun. That makes sense.
Yeah, just people are
Yeah.
weird. And another thing too, it's like I don't matter, you matter. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? At the end
Well,
of
you
the,
matter to me.
thanks, bro.
Shirtless.
Yo, we could get this going.
Good man. I
Okay.
gotta I gotta work off some weight first.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm low key in the same boat. But anyway, a lot of artists want to be verified because they look more legit, and you're verified. So how'd you get
Mhm.
verified?
I entered a business agreement with a music company. I I guess I'll just say it because it really doesn't matter, but I got signed like a year and a half ago. So that's basically how.
Congratulations on that, dude. Who'd you
Yeah.
sign to?
Capital.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah, but like I'm gonna just preface it with like it's not like we're on a slow build, let's grow this thing, let's do kind of um like the first few put songs I put out were like weird niche kind of like maybe not for like not something maybe you would expect from somebody who just signed to a major, and like it's just been like a family atmosphere. Like they just love like what I'm doing. Like they believe in it. They let me roll with like anywhere I want to go, and just like let's slowly build this thing. I didn't get there's other dudes from the island who got signed to majors and it was like their whole life exploded and went off. But for me, we've done things in a way where it's very very manageable, a little bit strategic, trying to just play the cards right, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you want the slow build.
I want the slow build. I just want sustainability. Like, and I see how dudes are quick to grab the 200K advance, but then forget they don't have a marketing budget like within that, like they just pulled money out of their marketing budget for that. So it's like, it's the whole thing. But
Dude, that's so dude, that's wild to me because this whole time I've been interviewing you, I've been doing it under the energy of like, I know you're gonna be big. I know something's gonna happen for you. I didn't even know you were fucking signed, bro. What the
yeah,
fuck?
I
You
keep it on the low, but I don't want to hide it though. Like I don't want to be one of those guys. And that's why like you saw me, I just like debated saying all that because I don't want to come off as one way, but it's like I um now I'm getting distracted. There's
all
some
good, all good.
back there. But I don't want to make it seem like I don't want to hide that. A lot of dudes hide that. Like I know a few people that are signed that nobody knows they're signed. And it's like, bro, like there's something a little shady about that. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, did you post it anywhere? Because I didn't see
No,
it.
you can see it on some of my music though. Like if you look hard enough, you can figure it out. But I've tried to like I never want to be that guy to just like I don't know, I'm not like if a song hits, 20K plays and 30K the next week and 40K, like I'm not gonna be like posting about all that stuff. Like to me, it's just like the music and all that's so much more important. I don't want people's perception of like, oh, you're a signed artist, like that comes with like a new territory. And I think even fans sometimes hear you differently when you like come out the gate like that. Like we all know, the guys who developed a cult fan base and then, a year into it, they sign with the label. And it's like this huge deal and they have this like crazy rollout, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know, I just like that doesn't get me excited. I don't feel like people need to see that, but like I don't want to hide that either of like I'm not a fully independent artist. And I don't want to like make people think I'm trying to be independent while really being funded by a major. Like it's a shady thing. And so I want to be open about that.
Dude, that's insane. Like, I'm gonna toot my own horn a little bit. Like, my intuition was on 100 because I was like, this guy has to be on the show. I know this guy's gonna blow up. Literally in the beginning, I was like, here's the list of the top people. I feel like that's in your cards. I didn't even know you were fucking signed. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
but here's the thing. Here's the thing though. Being signed does not mean I'm on. Like this is what I would say. Being signed is like you just got drafted into the league. You might be on the second string, bench, like but you're in the league, but you still have to fight for playing time and you still have to be strategic to get into the starting lineup. And that's like a better analogy for how things are going for us, where it's like we're not like I don't feel like I've made it. I feel like I'm in a good position to have a song do really well to make it. And it's just like, what is it going to be at this point? Like, what's going to be the thing? I don't know, but it feels like it's going to happen. It's just a matter of like, what's going to be the first thing to catch, a song or a video. I don't know. We'll see.
That's amazing, man. Best of
Hey,
luck on your journey. And I mean, okay, so how'd you get your deal?
basically, I signed with a division of Capital. They're located in Nashville. They have whatever. They're basically like I work with a few teams from Universal, teams from the Tower, over in California, and basically like I met so many different A&Rs, and a lot of people that I met were just like, hey, this really what happened was I met an A&R who wanted to sign me to a really small label. I was like, I love the guy, but I don't want to sign to the smaller label. And I think we did like a few production things for them. This is still when I was in a group, broke off, went solo. That guy left that label and went to this division of Capitol Records and as like the head A&R there. So as soon as he got over there to like an actual legit label, he was like, yo, I want to bring you guys on. And then I went solo and then was supposed to sign a while ago, and the pandemic kind of ruined a lot of things like for them as a label, like just financially things were different. And then sometime through the pandemic, it ended up happening. But legit, it was just like from kind of similar to like this podcast where it's like, you know, a few people, and if you're really doing something good and like something that people can't look away from, if that makes sense, then people are going to talk and eventually like talk to the right people. Like all artists bringing up my name is what turned you on to wanting to do an interview to me. It's like the same thing in the label situation. I knew like all these A&Rs and had worked with some of them on different things that eventually just made sense like over time, which is the same thing I'm trying to do in the writing community, like meeting all these people and developing connections and making sure I have a product and that is amazing and I can be efficient in my workflow and all these things to where people are like, oh yeah, I've heard his name pop up 4 times. Let's give it a shot. And then I have my shot and I got to prove my point. And then hopefully things go well.
That's very exciting, dude. Congratulations again. I'm just like
Thanks,
mind
bro.
blown right now.
Yeah, I
Um,
wasn't expecting to get into it, but that's cool. It should be out there.
dude, I'm glad we did. You know, there's gonna be a lot of people watching this. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. If an artist is watching this right now and they're having opportunity, like I want, and they reach out to me, I will tell them like exactly what's good with like how all this went down with me, things that like, I mean, that's like even somebody like Drama, like that's what he's been doing for me. Like I have a plethora of people who just like not only believe in me, but I can tell they really care about me and they've been through so much like through this business and getting jerked around by these labels and stuff. Like I need to, yeah, just like people's wisdom has been thrown at me. So I want to give that to somebody else, like 100% if they're dealing with it. Cause there's so much stuff. Like if people didn't warn me about, like I would have made terrible decisions. Like that goes into the whole thing I was saying earlier of just like, if I was like 18 and opportunities were being thrown at me, like how they are, it's like, I would find many ways to screw it up, both in a business sense, in my personal life and in my artistry, like 100%.
Yeah, because now you have the mindset to think about things instead of being 18 and being like, oh yeah, yeah, let's do that. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just grabbing.
When you're 18, you got nothing and you're just starting, you'll take anything. But now that you're older and you know a little bit more, someone presents you something and you think about it before you make a move on it. Because it could be the right move, but there's a lot of things where it could be the wrong move. You know, a lot of
Yeah.
people are shady in this fucking business.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy. It's like the thing I constantly remind myself of though is like, bro, you have an amazing song like that people can't turn their eyes from. Like no matter who you are, if you have a great song, you can leverage that great song so far in this business. Like so far. You have like an undeniable smash song sitting in your hand. At that point, it's like I tell artists all the time, get those 5 songs, spend a year, make 150 songs, pick the 5 best, go hard on those songs for a month, then send them to 80 A&Rs and 80 different labels. At that point, it's just who's going to be the first one to open the email. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't know. I just like really believe in that for like younger artists. I mean, for everybody, for myself too, you know?
That's some great advice, dude. And a lot of people, and I understand why, but a lot of artists, especially the young ones, they want to post on TikTok or post on social media and blow up instead of doing what you do, where it's like research the people in the business and just it's worth a shot. They might not open it, but they might, and they might change your life. It's like people have this blowing up, this term I just blew up, and it's like
Yeah.
it's very rare that happens. And everyone, I feel like a lot of young artists are banking on that. Like, dude, I just want to blow up.
It's so like that's not the name of the game. The name of the game is sustainability and like being financially stable through your career to be able to do what you love. Like yeah, you can play that game and like no hate on people who play the post and blow up and the controversy or whatever. Like that's just another way to do it in my mind.
Mhm.
But for me, that's never been me. Like that feels fake. Even yeah, just like I just love the music. And so I want the music to be the number one thing. But I
Yeah.
know from working with all these people, just like how far having a really good piece of content, whether it's a video or a song, like will take you as far as like those negotiations and meeting different people, like all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. You need a quality product. And let me just say this, like, I understand why young artists have the blowing up mindset is because these big artists who've made it, they fucking lie. Oh,
They
well,
lied.
you got a million views on your song. What happened? Oh, well, I just put it on SoundCloud. I woke up the next day. Yeah, I just woke up the next day and had a million views. And it's like it's not one artist, it's so many of them. And I
So many.
and it's sad because I could see the younger local artists being like, I'm next to blow up. And it's like, dude, I hate to burst your bubble. It didn't happen like that. They're fucking lying.
Dude, it's I'm so glad like not a lot of people understand this. Like I don't even want to say anybody's name, but there's a few artists who I've loved for so long that had this crazy just moments like that. Yeah, I posted on SoundCloud a week later. It got like 400K, and then the label hit me up, and then I signed. It's like, no, the label was working with you from the start. Like they were either looking at you or you were signed to a smaller development deal. They put it out, put a little bit of money, and then the song started to go. Like it's a great product. All these people, they have great songs. Then started to go, and then that's when they really blow up. But it's there's so much shadiness to
It's
that, and it
it
really
it
screws
it
people.
it's calculated, bro. It blowing up, it looks random. Oh, my song took off. It's like, dude, it's calculated. There was a plan. They knew the right people. Like I'm
Yeah,
so passionate about it just because I know people have great work, but they're going about it the wrong way and they need to hear the truth because watching these radio interviews, artists are fucking lying to you. These big artists, I'm sorry, they're lying to you. Like, I'm sorry to be the guy to say it, but you need to hear it because you can find success, but it's not doing that.
yeah. No, 100%. And then like, you got the whole social media thing. It's like, bro, there's so many artists that, especially like at the rise of all this TikTok stuff, that they blow up off a sound. Everybody in the TikTok community is using their song, their, 15 seconds of their song. Like now I go back to a few of these artists to like see what they're up to now. It's like, wait, they haven't had another song do that. Nobody's coming to their shows. They're not really saying anything in their songs. There's nothing to grab hold to. It's like to convert, just to have a hit song on these platforms is difficult, but then to actually convert it into real fans, real people going to the shows is so difficult. And for me, it's just like I don't even want to play that game because it's going to label me as like a certain thing. And if something naturally, organically goes, that's fine. But I'm going to try my hardest to fight against any sort of narrative of like I'm just going to be known for this song. Like you got to figure out how to convert it. And everybody's like chasing the TikTok, just a viral song on TikTok. But then it's like look back at like the first 10 artists who blew up on TikTok. Like a lot of them you're not hearing from anymore. And it hasn't even been that long. It's been like a year and a half of prime time TikTok, I would say, maybe 2 years. I don't know. There's a lot of different roads you could take. Like, there's not a one size fits all to this, but I definitely know like what's for me at this point and what's not for me, at least.
Hmm. And I'm so glad you just explained that. It's like, be an artist, not a trend,
Yeah.
you know?
It's hard. It's tempting. It's especially with like all these artists saying like, that whole thing of like my song just randomly blew up. It's like, yeah, I mean, I guess it could happen, but it's not really. I don't know. You can't just put a song out and just hope like, oh, maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and 40,000 new people will have heard this. Like that's a different age of the internet. Like we're not there anymore. I don't know. But hey, somebody that happens to somebody, to each his own.
Yeah, right.
I'm happy for you.
It and let me just say this, it does happen. It's just one in probably 1 trillion chance that it'll happen for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Not specifically you, but you know what I mean.
No, no, yeah, I
Yeah.
know you mean.
I'm not talking shit, guys. I'm not talking shit. All right,
I'm
bro.
about to walk.
What was that?
I'm about to walk.
Yeah.
I feel
Yo,
like
don't leave the interview, bro. Okay.
I feel like that's what cool people say on interviews. So like, ask me that again. I'm about to walk.
All right, dude. Let's start jumping into some of the music. All right.
Sick.
You have a song called Cash Clears.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome song. Very catchy. I listened to that multiple times. Do you want to just explain what that song's about?
Yeah, sure. That I guess I guess it's like kind of like the feeling of like it's almost like the classic like becoming an adult kind of thing. it's like I think a lot of lines are like basically I'm like feeling overworked. Like life is different. Like summers aren't the same as they used to be. Like just hanging with all my friends and like need feeling like my spirit like just needs that. Like the good times. Like especially this year too. It's like we just need a summer. We just need a summer. These gas prices are killing my vibes so hard. It's like we can't catch a break, and it's kind of like what the song is really about. It's talking about, you know, things are going well in my life, but there's definitely this sense of emptiness, and there's like also like a patience to it all, which is like waiting for the cash to clear, which is a line in the song. And then um like, driver, can you make another stop? Lately I've been feeling like a prop, like I'm just this thing that's supposed to generate money, and I just want to make music. I want to be around the people that I love, but I feel like I'm just being pulled in all these different directions, and like I could just use a break, you know. That's kind of like the crux of the song. I think it has a few like different meanings you can kind of put on it, but that's when I wrote it, that's definitely what I was feeling like.
I'm glad you explained that and like told the whole story because basically it's like if you want something great to happen, it takes sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like that's what makes you miss your friends and the old times and you know seeing your loved ones because you're working so hard, you're putting all your time to this. So it's like I think
Yeah.
it's a relatable thing where it's like people don't want to put in the work. So it's good that like at least you can reflect and be like, "Hey, like I miss my friends and everything, but like I'm fucking grinding at the end of the
Yeah.
day." So,
Yeah. It's a
you
weird
know?
thing. It's almost like the whole buy a nice car or go to work to buy a car so you can go to work to buy a car, to go to work to buy a nicer car, to go back to work to afford that car. Like that whole like rat race circle. It's kind of weird because that's kind of what I feel like it's been like at this point in my life I'm trying to chase balance more than like a tunnel vision. Like I'm definitely obsessed over what I do, which I think I should be because I have every reason to still grind my absolute hardest. But I think I'm like searching for balance more in my life as I'm getting older. Like I don't need to, you know, like spend literally like every waking moment like grinding at this thing. It's actually going to make me worse if I do that. I need to be able to get inspiration from doing real life things, you know. But the cycle of like I felt like, you know, high school and like into college was like I'm just like hanging out, blah blah blah. And I love this season of my life, hanging out with friends, like never really worked like a crazy schedule of a job. Like I had a lot of free time. I was just starting to work on music around this time. And as the years have gone on, it's like I've had to sacrifice, pull people away from me, like cut people off, like when, missing out on like maybe even special events because I have something going on, like, you know, something that means something a lot to a friend, like I just can't make it to, or somebody in my family too. And it's like I'm working so hard now so that when I'm 30, I could just make a song a day for 5 hours and sit in my room and or just be at my house and be able to be with my family and my friends. And it's kind of like a weird cycle of like I gotta work really hard now so I can really enjoy life later. And now it's like trying to almost change that mentality. Like I can have both. There is a balance to those things. And it'll actually make my craft and like my creativity better if I'm like actually engaging in real life rather than sitting in my room for 10 hours and then going on a plane and traveling all day to do whatever one show or one thing and then go back into my room for 10 hours. Like there needs to be some sort of balance. I think again, seasons, like obviously if I got pulled on tour with somebody bigger, like I would be, you know, that would be my life for 3 months, but that's what it would be, just my life for 3 months, you know, and
Yeah.
that's worth it to me.
Yeah, you know, your music is about your life, but you need a life outside of music
Yeah,
to
totally.
make music. You can't write a song about writing a song all the time. You
You
know what I'm
get
saying?
people do it all the time. I did it for years, and people, and then those gatekeepers in my life were like, "Bro, you're the only one that's relating to this right now." Like, oh yeah, guess you're right.
Another song you have out, one of your newest songs, Try You.
Yes.
You have a line in it that stood out to me. It's all these pills don't work like they all said they would, so let me try you.
Mhm.
What does that mean?
I definitely wrote that song. like with the intention of like it could mean a few different things. And I like that song because for me, it's meant a lot of different things. When like I think for me right now, like when I hear that song or I have to play it, like I honestly think of the person that I'm with right now. Like I've been down all these roads to like feel happiness, and I think pills are a great representation of that. And like I've never had like a pill addiction, but I've definitely gone through like addiction in my life, and have been through, you know, my own demons and all that. So like right now, like that song just to me is like it's definitely like means more of like a it's more about like my relationship and like finding somebody that like really feels like my safe place. And like that is like for me the key to like what we were talking about before, like sustainability of like having somebody to be able to like truly hold you down. And it's like I looked all these places to like be happy and like thought I could do it on my own, but I couldn't. So like I'm gonna throw all this all away, like those pills. Like I thought they would work, I thought they made me feel better, and like that can mean a bunch of different things for me, like just the symbolism of pills. Like I thought this thing was gonna help, but it didn't. And now I'm with you, and it's like, oh, this is what it's actually like to be in love. This is what it actually means, like to like really really care about somebody and like want to, you know, I've never felt like that before. Like I want to spend the rest of my life with this person. So when I first wrote the song, the main meaning behind it, I was like, I'm going to write this in a relationship way that you could think this is about a guy and girl, but really it's about my faith and finding happiness. And like, I definitely wrote it with like, about like God and stuff, and like how like, um, yeah, I don't know, like, I like when songs do that, like, because I have to live with these songs forever. Like, I want to write stuff that I can literally place my own meaning in my head over it while I'm singing them live, and it's all of a sudden like it feels fresh to me because all of a sudden all these lyrics now totally resonate in a different way that I had never thought of. So like a song like that is like really cool to me in that way. But I've heard a lot of different other people's like opinions on what it's meant to them. I'm like, yeah, that's sick, that's what it means to you, and I totally agree. And then like thinking about the lyrics, like, yeah, it makes perfect sense. Like you could totally throw that on top of it and it works, and if that's what it is for you, like I think that's sick.
There might be some people that like see you on social media, or maybe there might be a person that like met you really quick in person, but like do you want to let your fans and supporters know something about you that like maybe they wouldn't know from like checking out your page or just like running into you like at a show really quick? Is this something you need people to know?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, the music that's coming out next, at least in my mind and my team's mind, is like miles better than anything else I put out. So I'd probably tell them that, like, stay tuned for what's going on. Which I want to send you some stuff too, because I'd love to get your opinion on a few
Yeah,
tracks.
please do. And
I
I'll,
honestly I should have done it before. I didn't even think of it.
dude, this was set up like literally yesterday.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, I'm very thankful that you made time to be able to do it.
Of course,
Um,
dude.
trying to think, like there's definitely like something I'm gonna be like as soon as this interview ends, I'll be like, why didn't I say that? Um,
You know what I mean? Because someone meeting you really quick or someone just going through your social medias, it's like they know you, but like now they could really know you. Like, is there something
yeah.
that you would want like that person who's following you to know?
Um, gosh, I would just want the music to speak for itself.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I can't think of like I don't know. And this is like the whole, you know, a big reason why I'm going into writing is because like I can't expect people to just like to be like your own artist. Like I mean, we've touched on it a lot in this conversation. Like you have to check so many boxes. Like your brand needs to be good, you need to be have a vibe to you, like whatever your personality is, you need to like double down on that, and need to be that's your strength, and
The
how you
the
look and how you
the
come
image,
across.
yeah, the video quality, the production
Yeah,
quality.
yeah, all that stuff. And I just like can't like I can't expect somebody to like just like everything about me, like if that makes sense. Like my brand, I don't want to live and die by my brand. Like if you don't like me as a person if you look at me and maybe hear this interview and you're like, oh, I don't like this about him. Like, there's nothing I could do to convince you otherwise. But if you like the song, you like the song, and maybe eventually you'll end up coming to the show and we'll talk and we'll be great pals until we're 80 years old, kind of thing. But I would just want the music to speak for it. If it's for you, great. If it's not, it's not, whatever.
Yeah, I completely understand that. Like it's a lot like all those different things that you just named, like checking all the boxes, it's a lot of pressure to like maintain that. But like honestly, my honest opinion, I feel like you do check everything.
That's great. I
Really.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? Like, dude,
Yeah.
I believe in what you're doing, and like I didn't even know about that big fucking news that you dropped on us. So it's like you're doing something right, bro. Like
Yeah,
I'm a tough critic, bro. Like
I know you are.
yeah.
I know you are. I mean, yeah. Yeah, bro. I mean, just been like, as stupid as it sounds, but like just putting my head down and constantly working. Like, nobody, for years, nobody told me to work on this. Nobody told me to sacrifice. And I just like saw it. It just made so much sense to me. It's like, this is attainable. All I have to do is put the work in. You know what changed my life, dude? Do you like John Bellion? Like, are you very familiar with his music?
I know he had that big hit low.
Yeah,
Low, low,
all time
low,
favorite.
low, low, low. And then I looked into some documentaries because I know he's from the
Yeah.
island. I haven't explored too much, but he's on my radar. But why? What's
Okay.
up?
Yeah, John is like, yeah, I mean, he's like my favorite. I model so much of my life in business and even creatively, like off of things that he's done. And I heard these songs on SoundCloud a few months ago. Somebody, I think, sent me a link, and it was these old John Bellion demos from probably like 2009. I want maybe like 2011 at most. They were old, and I thought I heard like everything he did in that era, but I didn't hear like 10 of these songs in there. And like 8 of them were pretty good, like for the time, like in with the production style. I was like, they definitely were cool for that era. Like, I could tell that hearing it now. But there is a few songs in those demos that were some of like just the worst songs I've like ever heard. Like, just bad songs. Like, and I know he doesn't want the world to know about these songs, but they're out there somehow. Every other song is great, but he has a few bad ones out there. And it's like, for me, how much I look up to him, like that was always, I couldn't even imagine. Like, I know a few people at work with him and like, yeah, he has bad songs occasionally. Like, no, he doesn't. That's like, what's his bad song? That's my greatest song, probably. It's like how I feel. But then I heard these songs and I was like, oh my gosh, these are terrible. And then I think about it, like, he has this whole thing where he's like, I made a song a day for 6 years straight. Like, bro, you do something like that for anything for 6 years, that, I mean, you're at least spending 4 hours, let's say, every day, probably way more he was spending. You're gonna get so nasty at whatever that thing is. You're gonna get, so the more you do something, the more it gets easier. Like songwriting, production, theme, your style, what are the chords you gravitate towards, like all that stuff is gonna start to work itself out the more you do it. And I realized it, like, I've kind of always known it, but it was like a great reminder recently of like, as long as I just keep making stuff, eventually I'm going to hit something somewhere. I just need to continually, every single day, even when I don't feel like it, like work my ass off, like just go so hard. Like, everybody's, and that's like the New York in me. That's like the looking around, like, or not wanting to look around and just put my head down and just grind because I know everybody else around me is grinding and I want to be better than everybody else and whatever, in however way. But yeah, so I mean, that's like a big reason why I think I'm in a good position today to make something happen, because of the work I've put in since I was whatever, like 15 is like when I really started taking it seriously. But like, all that to say, anybody can do it. Like, I really believe not anybody can write a song, but like if you put in the work of what it means to be an artist, I really think eventually, if you are actually legit putting in the work, like I really think you could at least have some sort of success in this industry, some sort of financial stability to where you're able to work on music in some capacity, like at least that. But I really believe, after seeing somebody who's the greatest songwriter, who everybody in the world right now wants to work with, I don't know if you know this about Bellion, but Bellion is like literally the most sought after songwriter right now, like in the world. And he's working 2 towns over for me right now in like Lake Grove at his parents' house with all these guys. Like it's nuts. But he has bad songs, and he was bad for a long time, is what he says. And I don't know where those songs are, but like it just clicked in my head. Like anybody could do that. They just need to put the time in. And that's like a weird thing, but it's like encouraging, like especially like some of my friends who, who make music and stuff. And like I really want to see them win. And sometimes I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen to them. Like they're not stepping up to the plate like creatively, or like not making as good as a product as they can. And then I remind myself, like, wait, all they have to do is just keep working at it and they're going to get there. And like it sounds so simple, but like in actuality, that looks like making a lot of sacrifices so you have time to be able to work on music. Like a lot of people, their schedules are insane. A lot of people close to me are dealing with that right now, just insane schedules and trying to make some happen, grab their own deal. And it's like, just like, bro, keep going, man. You're right there. Like you're right there. Just keep it going.
Yeah, I totally agree. Have you heard of the whole 10,000 hours rule?
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah, so like that's what it is. It's like people don't want to put in the 10,000 hours. They want to put in 5 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
100%.
It's
100%.
making music is fun, but like it's a grind and meeting people and networking and like all the time. Like just you explaining that story, like John making making a song every day, like every day, like all the time. I'm gonna do this all the time until I see something happen from it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
You know?
music's not like basketball or nothing where there's like basketball. It's like, yeah, I was playing basketball every day when I was 15, but at a certain point I realized like, I'm not going anywhere. I might be 5'10" when it's all said and done. And I'm not that nasty to be in any sort of league at 5'10". Like I just knew that was not a possibility. But with music, it's like, if I keep shooting free throws all the time, like I'm gonna get really good at free throws. If I keep shooting 3 points all the time, I'm going to get really good at shooting 3 points. And when you take that into music, it's like there is no physical restraint that could be thrown on you. Like, I mean, I guess there is if you like didn't have a voice or something, but that it's something I
Uh-huh.
feel like I can control. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's way more tangible than like the luck of the draw genetically. Are you going to be 6'4"?
I do want to say thank you for joining me and doing this. I could talk to you forever. It was
Yeah.
a lot of fucking fun. Before we wrap it up, just let everybody know where they could follow you and listen to the music.
Sweet. Yeah, you can follow me at bradyjames.x pretty much on all socials. YouTube, just Brady James, it'll pop up. And yeah, if anybody wants to play, there's this app called Touch Grind 2. I don't know if you ever heard about this app. It's like a skateboarding app. Here, I'll put you on game. Oh, I got it open right now. Just a little skateboarding game. Well, I think I'm the world's nastiest player. I'm trying to play off the Zoom right now. I think I'm the world's nastiest player at this app. So if anybody thinks they can beat me in this app and get a higher score than me in a little skate game, just hit me up on Instagram and we'll get that running. But I'm going for best player in the world at this Touch Grind 2 app. So I had to throw that in there. I would have kicked myself if I didn't.
Are we throwing money on bets?
We could throw some money. I feel like nobody can hang with me. So like people would just lose money at that point. But like if somebody actually has some skill, like we could talk about doing some money on something.
Yo,
Like I would clean house on anybody in this game. I played this game more than anybody else has in their life.
bro, you might have people coming for you. I'm not gonna lie.
I hope so because I honestly, dude, I just want to play with people because I don't know anybody who plays this game. Playing competitions. Stupid.
Shit. Did you shout out your social? I'm like
Yeah, I
don't
think I
remember. Did
did.
you? Yo, just shout out one more,
Somewhere.
dude. Shout it out one more time because I feel like people are gonna download this game and they're completely gonna forget.
All right.
Yo, just one more
All right.
time.
BradyJames.x on Instagram, on your Twitters, on your TikToks if you're into that.
Oh, yo, why is your TikTok Brady James music sucks?
Oh yeah, that's what it is. That's my TikTok.
Why'd you name it that?
I don't know, man. TikTok was like, it was fun for a little, like we caught it. Me and my friends caught it right at the beginning. And like we had a bunch of videos like go crazy. And I honestly thought it was like kind of a joke of an app at first. So it's just like, I'm gonna like meme myself on this and just make it like whatever, I suck. And now TikTok's like kind of way more legit. And I've like started posting again just because I have to, but like I was off of it for like so long. And like, yeah, people would ask me, like, why is that your name? It's like, because that would be weird for me to make it my Instagram name. But in my mind on TikTok, it's a different thing. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I could totally fool around with it. But now it's gotten so much more serious. I should probably change it. Honestly, I'll keep it. I'll keep it. You convinced me to keep it.
Well, it definitely catches the eye. And then your
Yeah.
your bio is like, don't you dare listen to my music.
Stop. Right? Doesn't it make you want to click on it a little bit more?
Yo, I clicked on it. I clicked on it.
I got you. I caught you.
You got me.
Bro, I
Yo,
really appreciate you doing this, man. You're great. You're just a great person to talk to, bro. Yeah, I love your questions and everything.
thanks, bro.
What are you doing for the island, bro?
Thank you, dude. I appreciate that, man.
Even though you don't live on it anymore, you're going harder than people who live on it. So that's cool.
Thanks. Yeah, dude, because you know what it is? Because it's like people might be like, what? That's weird. But it's like, dude, like I grew up there. That's my hometown. And like I said, it's like that area needs it the most, you
Bro.
know? So it's like I
Dude,
couldn't.
if somebody has the nerve to get mad at that, it's like, all right, you're just you got a problem. Like like if they're like, oh, he doesn't live on Long Island, like it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's like I used to live, dude. I lived on Long Island for 25 years. So it's like,
Yeah.
give me a fucking break.
Yeah, and your whole brand and everything is based around like you're doing something good. To Pete, have you ever said that before on an interview that you don't live on the island?
No, this is the first time.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
My mind is blown. I was gonna say, like, have people like has anyone even given you slightly a hard time? But now we'll see.
So I've
You
told,
let me know.
what's up?
You let me know if like people slide in your DMs like, yo, what's good?
Bro, I fucking hope not. I feel like I'm doing a good thing for the community,
Everybody should see that.
you know?
I hope so.
But I've told people off camera, but this is the actual like we're recording right now, me saying it. So like
Yeah,
this is technically the first time I'm like letting everybody
that's great.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But
Dang, I'm honored that you would share that with me on the podcast right here. It's pretty cool.
yeah, of course, dude, I swear to God, dude, I had a feeling. I was like, I need to get this guy on. He's reached out to me a long time ago, but he didn't ask to jump on, but he gave me props. And it's like, cause like I'll tell you straight up, I was listening to your music and looking at couple of your interviews before we even agreed to do this. Like maybe
Oh,
2 or 3 weeks ago. I was just like
yeah,
trying to get to know you because like, dude, I
yeah,
swear to God, dude, I just had this feeling. And then like you telling me about like the deal and like all the moves that you're making and your team, and it's like I knew it. You know,
yeah.
like
You do it,
I
bro.
didn't know it, but I just had, dude, I swear to God, just and this is everybody watching, just in life, just follow your gut. It's
Yeah,
always right. Let me just say that again. It's always right. When you're like, I feel like that person's sketchy, or like I feel like I shouldn't
uh,
do this, or like, you know what? Instead of going down this road, let me take my car. Let me just go down this. I don't know why, but let me just go.
yeah,
Always listen to your gut. It's always right.
yeah. I totally agree. Today, I have a funny story about following your gut.
Go
Actually,
ahead. Go ahead.
um, today, me and my friend went to H Mart in Nassau. Have you ever been there?
I don't H. I have no idea.
H Mart. Okay.
Go on.
Basically, it's an Asian it's an Asian market where it's like full like bro, I wish I had it's in the other room, but like labels that don't have any English on them. Like all Japanese, Korean, like somebody's making like Korean barbecue right now. And so we just like went and got like a bunch of ingredients or whatever. And so we're looking at like the candies and snacks and the drinks. and I know I want some kind of chip, some kind of candy, some kind of drink because I've never been around like authentic. This is like real Japanese and Korean like kind of stuff. And I was like, this is so cool. But it's literally a gamble. Like these chips you get, they could be piss flavored, but you have no idea. You're just picking a bag of chips that looks good by the front of it. You have no idea what it tastes like or what it's saying. And so we picked a bunch of stuff and we basically only picked by following your gut. I was like, I'd walk by the aisles, be like, which one's speaking to me right now? And I'd like legit like wait for some to like really catch my eye and like make me feel something towards that like little snack. And we picked it. And I think out of like normally when you go to like an Asian market and you're picking randomly, mostly everything you get, you're not gonna like. Like last time they went, they got like rose petal flavored Lay's chips that was like imagine like eating perfume. Like they're terrible, they're just like so bad, and that's normally how it goes. It's so risky. But today we had, I think, 6 hits and 2 misses, so 2 things that were terrible. We got like these like Mario gummies that tasted like old soda candies from like when I was a kid, and it's just like Coke flavored. Like it's terrible. But found like a bunch of stuff that was like sick. So all that to say, kids, follow your gut. It's always right, except when it's a little bit wrong. But you're mostly right. In my case, I was mostly right at the Asian market.
Like you said, like you took your time with the chips. You weren't just like, oh, this one. No, you like
No,
you were feeling the energy. You know what I'm
uh,
saying? Like,
but 5, 6 times walking back and forth this
yeah.
aisle, like you gotta know, you gotta really, and when you know, like that's the thing. You
Mm-hmm.
when you know. Yeah, it's true. I feel like as like in all seriousness, like as I get older, like I totally agree with what you're saying. Like I'm like been pretty big on like energies lately, which is kind of like the same thing as this conversation of just like following your gut. And it's like I feel like I could just like read people's energy like within a few seconds of knowing them or seeing them on something. Is like I'm very quick now to like just understand it. I think like just see people objectively. And if like somebody's giving me a bad feeling or they don't seem like a stable person in any area of their life, I'm not going to put any of my stability or trust into that person or like depend on them in any way because and you could be wrong about people sometimes, but more often than not, my gut has been right about a lot of different people that have walked into my life and offered the world. And I'm like, all right, let's wait 2 months. Let's see if you're still around 2 months. And it's like, they're not. Like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I didn't go with that person, whatever
Yeah.
the case may be.
Anyone could say anything,
Yeah.
but not anyone can do everything and give you everything.
Yeah.
You
That's true.
know?
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna end it on that though.
That's perfect. Bro, Chris, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for
Thanks,
having
man.
me on.
Of course, dude. I'd be dumb not to.
Yeah, mate. Just kidding.
But thank you for coming on here, man. It's been
Yeah,
really fun. I appreciate you. And
yeah, bro.
dude, keep killing it, man. I got my eye on you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Keep going hard for the island, bro. Love what I'm seeing, man. This is a great interview. Probably my favorite one yet. So appreciate it.
Thanks, dude. It means a lot to me, man.
Yeah, bro. All right. I'm gonna come over your house later.
I'm 1,000 miles. That was weird.